According to the Nemano and Mugabe clans, the long-recognized indigenous custodians of Great Zimbabwe, this sacred site was not an isolated fortress. In the early 2000s, anthropologist Just Fontaine documented their oral tradition and recorded accounts of active communication between distant sacred shrines such as Great Zimbabwe and Matobo. Remarkably, another indigenous people living on an entirely different continent preserve a strikingly similar belief that sacred places separated by vast distances are interconnected. The Kogi of the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta in northern Colombia are guided by spiritual leaders known as mamas or mamos. They consult Aluna, the consciousness, the thinking, acting life force they believe created and continues to shape the earth. To the Kogi, the planet is a living entity, and all sacred places are linked by an invisible thread of thought. They describe the Earth as a network of interconnecting threads which interact at certain points to create hubs possessing particular kinds of energy. These are places where connections are made, ceremonies are performed, and offerings are given. The Kogi call these locations eswamas. Each eswama connects with other distant places, and each possesses its own unique meaning. The Kogi describe them as sources of the laws that govern life. In 2019, several mamos approached filmmaker Alan Herrera with a manuscript called Shikwakala, the ecological analysis of the Sierra Nevada, written in terms the modern world could understand. But the Kogi were reluctant to publish it. The book maps the sacred sites required to care for the world, and the eswamas, it turns out, are associated with gold deposits, raising fears that revealing their locations could invite the very destruction the Kogi have long warned against. This idea that ancient sacred sites are deliberately and invisibly connected is not confined to indigenous traditions. A remarkably similar concept has existed within Western thought for over a century, the theory of ley lines. In the 1920s, English businessman and amateur archaeologist Alfred Watkins proposed the existence of leys, straight alignments that could be drawn between ancient structures and landmarks. Mainstream archaeology never accepted this theory, and it has largely been characterized as pseudoscience. But the idea has persisted. In his 1961 book, Skyways and Landmarks, former Royal Air Force pilot Tony Wade expanded the theory, proposing that Watkins' leys were raw magnetic currents used as ancient markers established by prehistoric communities to guide alien spacecraft visiting Earth. Later in his 1969 book, The View Over Atlantis, writer John Michell popularized the ley line theory even further. Michell argued that humanity's increasing materialism was driving it towards self-destruction, and that reconnecting with ancient centers could restore lost wisdom and renewed contact with higher intelligences. He spoke of an approaching age of Aquarius in which ancient wisdom would once again be remembered. Popularized by author Linda Tucker, the Nilotic meridian is believed to be a massive energetic ley line running directly over the core of the 31 degrees east longitude, with a zone of influence extending roughly 2 degrees on either side. According to this theory, the meridian carries a concentrated energetic current running the full length of the African continent. To the north, this line follows the course of the Nile River. To the south, African spiritual traditions refer to it as the River of Gold. Historically, many gold deposits and mining regions are concentrated along this corridor. Mirroring the Kogi and Nemano traditions, Zulu shaman Credo Mutwa asserted to Linda Tucker that a hidden spiritual thread runs directly beneath the African continent. While Nemanwa elders described hidden tunnels connecting sacred places, Mutwa spoke of an underground river running parallel to the 31st meridian, functioning as a kind of power line linking sacred sites. Several of the most mysterious structures in human history are found along this meridian, including Great Zimbabwe and perhaps the most famous monuments in the world, the Great Pyramids of Egypt. The area was cool in Ruwa, Zimbabwe, the site of one of the largest and most documented mass UFO sightings in recorded history, also lies along the 31st meridian. But perhaps the most striking pattern along this meridian is that the major sacred sites associated with this region are connected with the lion and gold. At the northern end of Africa stands humankind's oldest and most iconic lion monument, the Great Sphinx of Giza. The Great Sphinx is a colossal limestone statue with the head of a pharaoh and the body of a lion situated beside the pyramids of the Giza Plateau. Egyptologists date its construction to between 2600 and 2500 BC. Moving south down the meridian into Sudan, we find the ancient temple of Soleb, constructed between 1386 and 1349 BC. At its entrance once stood the Soleb lions, a pair of ancient Egyptian sculptures now held in the British Museum. Further south inside Zimbabwe, a district named Mondoro rests along this same meridian line. In Shona tradition, lions hold significance that closely mirrors that of ancient Egyptian symbolism. The word Mondoro carries a double meaning. It means both lion and the guardian spirit of the clan. These are the royal ancestral spirits, and traditional Shona belief maintains that they physically reside within the bodies of lions, making the animal a living vessel of ancestral authority. Accounts suggest the region once held an incredibly heavy concentration of lion prides in the pre-colonial era. Great Zimbabwe itself lies near this meridian's core. When Just Fontaine conducted his research here, the elders of the custodian clans told him that it is at Great Zimbabwe where the ultimate Mondoro, the highest ancestral spirit of the nation, resides. One person even recounted how he had personally encountered a Mondoro lion moving through the ancient stone ruins. Credo Mutwa shared an even deeper interpretation of this site with Linda Tucker. While the name Zimbabwe is widely known to mean large house of stone, Mutwa traced it back to its root word Zimba, which in its older hidden meaning actually means lion. He further stated that the ground plan of Great Zimbabwe was deliberately designed using the Sirius symbol. Near the southern end of the meridian lies Timbavati. The name Timbavati is said to mean the place where something came down in the ancient Tsonga language. It is the indigenous home of the rare white lion. The earliest documented sighting of these animals was in 1938. In the mid-1970s, 3 newborn white cubs were discovered, drawing worldwide attention. But local traditions maintain their arrival had been foretold long before the outside world knew of them. An ancient oral prophecy passed down through the indigenous tribes of southern Africa held that the return of the white lions would foreshadow a period of accelerated human advancement on Earth. Credo Mutwa placed their origin even further back. He described an event over 400 years ago in which a strange star-like object descended to Earth at Timbavati and a group of glowing, luminous creatures emerged from it. In the years that followed, animals living within that area were said to have begun giving birth to pure white offspring, most significantly a pride of lions. According to Mutwa, the white lions presented a sacred sign announcing the coming earth changes. In traditional Tsonga belief, white lions are sacred messengers sent to earth by God. According to the traditions of the Lemba people, an African tribe associated with Semitic origins and one of the peoples linked to Great Zimbabwe, the sacred Ngoma Lungundu, an ancient artifact compared by British historian Tudor Partif to the biblical Ark of the Covenant, was guarded in a hidden cave by the white lions of God and a two-headed serpent. Myth or spiritual truth, cultures separated by more than just distance, seem to echo the same timeless theme that everything on earth is connected.